So thank you guys for joining me for another video. I'm going to show you the cards that we'll be using for the video. If any of these cards don't fit your energy, then there are other talented tarot readers, divination practitioners of all kinds in the esoteric community. And I would say wisely and discerningly explore YouTube to go, find your soul tribe, okay? But also, we're going to do a community message. If you want to skip the community message, great. And also, there's going to be a three-power pick a card, okay? And three-power pick a card is titled, What is their karma for dishonoring respect? All right? So, let's show you guys the cards. We're using the tarot. There's a beautiful deck of cards. The energy on it, on this deck of cards, with the energy, it's a beautiful deck of cards. That's all I'll say. Interesting messages come through it. We're also using playing cards with a visual crystal building guide as well. And this will be for pile one. For pile two, we're using the Cheese and Wine 54 illustrated playing cards. I felt led to say it's not wise to steal a tarot reader's cards. Someone needs to know that. If someone has stolen your tarot cards, or if someone is thinking of stealing your tarot cards, it's not smart. The way tarot cards are set up, whatever form of divination you use, even if it's not cards, the energy of the individual is attached to it. So anyone who steals divination tools, specifically more so from high priestesses, it gets very ugly. Anyway, that someone needs to know that. But for pile three, we'll be using the record playing cards, okay? Taking it back old school. Now, and those are the cards. Thank you guys. So we're going to get into the community message, okay? Also, the secret for success is always remain humble, okay? I'm learning that myself. So that's part of the community message as well. We're using the tarot in order to get the community message. I channeled also as well people who may abuse Santeria, may be abusing Santeria, and protect yourself accordingly. Santeria is one of those beautiful magic practices that you have to have a pure heart to do it. And if you don't have a pure heart doing Santeria, return to senders can be very nasty. Also, karmic romantic connections are having breakups. You know, I'm picking up on that silence and the unbearableness of being around someone that you're tolerating, even if it looks good on social media. So I'm picking up that karmic romantic relationship and connections are experiencing breakups. But that doesn't mean that someone who hasn't learned their lesson is simply going to accept that the breakup has occurred. This simply means that out of fear of loneliness, they'll try to cling to the person that is choosing to move on. And in these situations, you have to continue moving on because a human soul that is not doing what they came to this earth to do, is not someone you want to be around. Someone who is integrity filled pursuing their dreams and goals, that's a person that's non judging. People who are settling because the hard work that is required that comes with change to make dreams come true is something they don't want to do, well, they're going to either end up having addictions or either doing, illegal injustice filled activities for abundance, and that can endanger your life. So basically, it doesn't, I want you guys to take into consideration, you won't be young forever. You won't be 5 years young forever. You won't be 27 years young forever. You won't be 47 years young forever. um you want to start making healthy romantic choices in which your health is not going to be compromised. We're talking mental, we're talking emotional, we're talking spiritual, we're talking physical, we're talking all around the board of health. You want to make sure that you're with someone who is always going to maintain balance, so that they're not going to let addictions break up the family harmony or endanger the family. And this is where, when it comes to abundance, partnerships have to both be on the same page of what abundance is. Because if one person thinks abundance is something else and someone else thinks it's something else, if they're not willing to be understanding, there will be bickering, because the different ideas of abundance, if there's a lack of understanding, will have someone view the other partner as, it's your fault I haven't got the abundance I need. When you can have two different ideas of what abundance is and bring it together harmoniously. So karmic romantic connections, um, it's like static to there's nothing there. I'm picking up on people just simply sitting in front of each other, and one partner is not even willing to fake the funk as if they want to be there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the channel message. Now let's get a message from the tarot before we get into this interesting pick a card. Child. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay. We have the moon card here. And when the moon card comes up, this is very interesting. Very interesting. The moon card is supported by the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So this is talking about privacy. Let's talk about it. This this community message is talking about privacy. Um, Everyone deserves privacy. In fact, some people have found interesting ways to violate people's privacy. Now, I feel this message with this the moon and the Page of Pentacles is talking about, understand the importance of how to healthily establish privacy in which you are not compromising your safety or someone else's safety. For example, don't be vindictive or manipulative and hide information from someone in which it can harm someone. This is saying, there's certain information others aren't privy to. For example, when I do tarot, I'm not able to tap into certain aspects of your information because that's not my business. It's not my business what you choose to do with your significant other in your private time. It's not my business how you get your money. None of that is my business. If you're not harming anyone, and if you're definitely not harming yourself, I don't need to know what the fuck how you making your money, okay? But this is talking about privacy invasions. So people who have been invading your privacy, however they've been invading it, if they've been physically stalking you, if they have been abusing the esoterics, no worries. They're going to be in the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles is a beautiful star. And I'll tell you guys why. The Page of Pentacles is talking about starting from scratch. The beautiful thing about scratch is you can unlearn toxic behavior. Okay? Ooh, I got cold. You can unlearn toxic behavior at the beginning, okay? You know how employers say they're seeking employees who can be taught something a new way? There's a reason for that. Because if an employee can be taught something a new way, that means they're not going to argue and bicker with the manager about something, okay? At the same time, managers also have to be open to new solutions, but also to properly give credit where credit is due. And if promotions are warranted, then whoever's interested in promotions, they have to earn their keep. So I'm picking up on some people with the moon and the page of pentacles in which they basically got positions of authority based on who they knew. At the same time, they didn't exactly have the proper skill sets in order to basically carry out the total sum of the responsibility that came with certain positions. So those who have been invading your privacy in order to basically get quick results, to get fast fortune or fast fame, whatever it is they're actually seeking, they're going to be starting back at square one, page one. And this is a beautiful place to be because everybody, if God give it, God can take it away. So humility is important. When you're at the Page of Pentacles, you understand the value of learning the hard lessons that will come with being able to maintain long term business success. Now, at the Six of Wands here and the Moon, this is telling me people are starting to ask questions. Why is it if you are aware of me and others are aware of me, you feel you can get away with invading my privacy? Because privacy invasion is also connected to emotional trauma, physical trauma. In fact, a lot of criminal profiles have hidden well among societies because if someone is in the public eye and they are smart enough to notice the dangers that come with being of notoriety, they basically try to get away with doing very insane criminal shit. Okay? So this is where people are starting to wonder, why are you making it such a big deal to have notoriety? Because even if this is something I do for a living and I'm good at it, I'm not thinking about this all the time. I have a private life. Then at the same time, people are understanding, if you're going to have the audacity to invade my privacy in my private life, what do I need to do to properly protect my privacy so I do not experience unnecessary trauma? When you understand that people who will invade your privacy feel ignored, and if you are able to not be ignored, they're going to try to garner some type of attention either by emulation or, by trying to emotionally harm you by exposing secrets. And there's nothing, this is just human nature. This is people who they'll try to cheat their way out of a rite of passage instead of actually humbling themselves and understanding the beauty of learning the rite of passage. This is where some people who have become millionaires way too soon, when they did not lack the necessary skill sets to maintain money, they either fell into addictions or they either, became the very same tyrants that they were trying to get away from. So this is where people are starting to understand the importance of privacy. So you have to understand that everyone's not going to respect privacy. Some people are still going to violate your privacy. So you have to take the necessary steps to properly protect you and your loved ones in a way that you will not lose your freedom. There's no reason to be going to prison or jail or a psych ward trying to protect your privacy from someone who will try to take advantage of the fact that you are in notoriety. When I was at Union Square today, I noticed a gentleman who had been failing to make money, and he was having trouble attracting, dating partners. Even though he was handsome, I don't know if he was handsome on the outside. Internally, he felt extremely insecure to approach females. So he just sat there watching, trying to see who was the alpha male in Union Square. He also not only tried to see who was the alpha male in Union Square, he tried to understand the type of females walking through. So I could tell he was putting together ways to figure out how to get a female's attention. But when men are not able to get females' attention and they're not able to give attention to themselves, these are the type of men who will literally try to basically trap someone, and you will never see it coming if you ignore the red flags. And I'm speaking from example. I ignored red flags, and because of it, I'm temporarily separated from my children. You know, I ignored so many red flags that things got way out of hand. Now, before things get way out of hand, we as humans are aware of what is wrong and what is right, but we can have narcissistic individuals try to teach us the opposite of what is right so that we can basically put out their agenda. And when we repeat shit that is wrong, they'll sit there and create a humiliation campaign in order to hide the narcissistic abuse. Now, I mentioned this because when I was leaving the subway, there was a Hispanic family, and there was a little girl between the ages of 5 to 7 years old, and she had been eating a lot due to depression. At the same time, the rest of her family members were a bit more slim, and she was basically being conditioned to be the black sheep of the family. And they were trying to convince her that she was unworthy of love because she was bigger than the rest of the group. So I started to put something together. I started to put something together. Before things get out of hand, we know what is wrong from right. In fact, the little girl was crying, and her mother figure sat there and laughed and smiled at her son, who had basically abused his sister in public. But the mom was willing to play it off as, my children are simply being children. So there's a lot of abuse happening among immigrants at this time, okay? And the reason we're discussing this is because when you understand why abuse of this kind gets out of hand, where you'll have young girls who understand sex before they understand how to basically write a check. You have to understand the importance of how things can get out of hand. So before things can get so bad to the point where you have a whole ass family conditioning a young girl between the ages of 5 and 7 to be the family scapegoat, someone is aware that they're not disrespecting something, whatever it is, and they choose to do the opposite of what is right. So this 3 pound pick a card is going to be, what is their karma for dishonoring respect? Now, if you can understand the bare minimum of anything, you basically can come up with a solution for anything. Remember the saying, everything I ever wanted to know, I learned in kindergarten? It was simple, very simple. So if you would like to understand someone's karma for dishonoring respect, go to the reading. But I'm also going to let you guys know there will be shadow work because all of us have dishonored respect in some form or fashion. If you choose to go to the 3 pound pick a card, I'll see you there. Have a good day. Welcome you guys to this 3 pound pick a card. What is their karma for dishonoring respect? Also, be mindful that if you have anything that needs to come up, it'll also be discussed in a productive manner that will help aid shadow work. Okay, that will not re-traumatize you or help you continue karmic cycles. It'll be shadow work that will support your highest good and that of your loved ones. So without further ado, I'll see you at your pal or pals of choice. Let's find out what is their karma for dishonoring respect. Welcome, pal one. So we're using the a visual crystal healing guide playing cards. Let's see what your message is. Hmm. We got three of diamonds, supported by the 10 of hearts and the 7 of hearts. All right. So the 3 of diamonds over the 10 of hearts here is talking about this is someone who took their family unit for granted, okay? This is someone who thought that, the happy times that they experienced and in the puppy dog and the puppy love stage, they thought that would be there forever. They neglected to actually put the work in to upkeep it. So it's a possibility that, when the relationship started falling apart, they could have, put more effort into other things. So either, their partner could have felt neglected and they also could have felt neglected. And this could have been where they really tried their very best to make, the family work, but it's like their efforts, um, over long periods of time didn't produce much fruit. So this is someone who could be actually learning how to, put the necessary work in to actually have a happy family unit and to maintain it. This is someone who's realizing that there's so many phases of life, just like there's 4 seasons, and just like we have 12 months, they're understanding to be adaptable, but also to remain grounded as they're um, as they're learning how to, create family, but also, you know, uh, acknowledge that their past has shaped them into the person that they are if they come from a family dynamic that they don't much like. So that's what I got from that. And this is some really good karma. This sounds like someone could be actually closing their karmic cycle out. This could also be you, or this could be someone who is actually regretting not putting in the actual necessary work for a happy family. So part of their karma for the person you know, who is still choosing to not put in the proper work that will help, heal any trust issues, their efforts will be viewed as if they're not doing enough. So if they got comfortable with certain people, they're going to notice how those people would rather have nothing to do with them because they're afraid they're going to be wasting their time. So it's kind of like the people that they would try to invest time into, and this is for the people that just are still refusing to not put in the proper work to build family. They're going to realize that people will be giving them less and less. And this is where they might who child. We got the 7 of hearts here. They might, try to be like they might do so much talking, they might be doing like I was like I'm picking up on a father figure or even a mother figure, but the father could be like, we're gonna do this, I promise. But the father figure may not show up because logically, if this father figure showed up and they weren't accepting, and this could also be a mother figure as well, could be a single parent, take what resonates, but I'm picking up so heavily on a father figure who may make promises to his children, but he actually doesn't follow through with them because if he logically spent the time with his children, he would mislead them with information. This was reminding me of the movie The Babysitter's Club, where Christy wanted to see her father, but her father didn't show up. So if this is a father figure, they're going to basically ruin their own relationship with their children. They'll make false promises, get the child's hopes up, and they won't show up. But this is something that if this is we're talking about a father figure here, and if this is something that started out real small but got worse, they're not going to have a relationship with their children. They will be viewed as unreliable, but they will inspire creativity if the child chooses to heal. You know, if the child chooses to heal from whatever has taken place, the child will be very creative. Um, So if the child does create art or whatever the child decides to do to express the pain of unfulfilled promises of someone who took their family for granted, um, more than likely the child will have discernment of who to work with and who not to work with. So if it's a father figure and they try to reunite with their child, the child's going to not want to build a relationship with them. And also to end your reading, what I'm also putting together, if this is a father figure, but take what resonates because it could also be a single mother. If this is a father figure, they're going to actually have to put in more work than they normally would have to in order to um, even have their child to want to spend time with them. They won't be able to tell their children what they think their children want to hear or what will make them feel better or be able to mislead their children. So, and if this is a good father, this father, if this is a healthy father figure, their child will actually want to spend time with them and will feel safe enough to share their dreams with them. And they'll have a happy long term connection. Ooh, that's it, Power One. So your pile included good karma and negative karma. So there's two scenarios, you know. Um, so I hope that resonated for you guys. But as I stated, if it's not like if it's not an actual dad, it could be a single mom. Most single moms are in masculine energy because they have to protect their children as well as provide a living as well. So um, take what resonates, all right? Love, peace, and happiness, Power One. Welcome, Power Two. Let's find out what is their karma for dishonoring respect. Okay. We have the cheese and wine playing cards, and when this card come out, when these cards come out, I pick up on people who are well versed in communication, but also know how to keep it classy and graceful while acknowledging the reality of the difficulties in our external environment. So I feel like you guys could be balanced, very balanced. Let's see what comes out. Or there's something that you could be working on. All right, so we're blessed with the Eight of Clubs, supported by the Six of Hearts and the Four of Wands. So the Eight of Clubs, Six of Hearts, and the Four of Wands. All right. The Eight of Clubs, supported by the Six of Hearts. I feel like this this could be okay. If this is someone who is receiving karma, it could be someone that you know very well. It doesn't have to be blood family, but it could be someone who you felt is or was deserving of a family title. It could be someone who when you speak to them you feel safe. You can feel comfortable. Okay? With the Four of clubs, supporting the 8 of clubs here, you guys could share a home, or you could have shared a home with this person. You also could have spoken about moving in together, or you could have lived with this person. If this is someone who has betrayed your trust countless times and is not acknowledging their role in the decline of the connection, they they may try to communicate about the past a lot, as if you guys are in a state of bliss, but there could be so much tension and that I feel like with the 8 of clubs and the 6 of hearts, family secrets might come out. You might find out some things about them that you didn't know. Hold on. Hold on. That was okay. Ooh, child. Child. You might find out some family secrets about them that you never knew. It's like the version that you had of them, you may find out that they did not communicate it truthfully, you know, and this may have you view them differently, because even if you're understanding, if that was your childhood, I understand it. I wouldn't have judged you. But it's like, I feel like clarity will seep in, and there'll be this understanding. If you're a grown ass person doing what worked for you as a child, but it's not working for you as an adult, what I, I, it's like, if this is someone who's done you dirty and they don't want to talk about the dirt that's been swept under the rug, but they want to talk about the good times, clarity will seep in that if this person is still not being accountable and responsible, it's kind of like whatever happened in childhood, they can't do that shit as an adult. Hold on, y'all. It's like you're gonna have to get the long ball, because if they were able to get away with something in childhood and they didn't tell you about it, then it's kind of like you'll be putting two and two together. If you're an adult still acting like that, this is the type of harm that not only can I be put in harm's way, but if I have children, my children can be harmed. And if you're going to come back and try to say, I'm sorry, but we cool, right? Remember all the good times? I feel like this person, uh, I feel like you'll see this person clearly, and that's a karma for them dishonoring respect, because I feel like this person is well aware that the way they have gone about um, developing a connection with you is dishonest, and it doesn't matter how good they make it sound, if they're continuing some dishonest aspect of them in the adult version of this friendship, it's kind of like you'll see them differently. It's like even if you do communicate with them, the conversation won't seem the same. Um, it's like you'll be losing less and less interest in wanting to communicate with them, and they're gonna feel it as well. So if you do live with them, more than likely you'll be preparing to leave, but also you'll understand if they're extremely codependent, they'll try to sabotage you moving out. So that's something you guys should be aware of. If you do live with this person, if you try to leave, they might try to sabotage you financially or things like that in order so that you don't leave. Okay? So that's something you guys should be aware of, especially if they're codependent. If they're extremely codependent, they're going to try to make it very difficult for you to leave. Now, if this person is on the good side of karma here, um, you'll have some. If this person's on the good side of karma and hasn't dishonored respect, It'll be your if you have children, your children will learn to trust you. Now, before I end your reading, I want to say something. Just because we give birth to children doesn't mean our children will automatically trust us. Our children trust us when they first come out the womb. But if we're parents and we basically burn those bridges of trust over long periods of time, that trust has to be re-earned and it has to be maintained consistently. It can't be something where, you know, you apologize to your child for the same thing over and over again. You have to make a conscious effort to do what is going to be best for that child so that your child will have safety in the home. Because if your child doesn't feel safe in the home, and if you have a stranger in the house, the child doesn't feel safe around. If a child doesn't feel safe to express that, they can become victims of abuse. So somebody may secrets of childhood abuse may be coming out, and if this is something for the person who dishonored respect, secrets of childhood abuse will come out, and the way that they're living now, somebody's going to be like, "Yo, I understand you got abused, but that was then. You've been acting like this, but the whole time you've been doing shady shit because of something that you act like never happened." So somebody could a child abuse could be surfacing. You know, the truth about how bad child abuse was for someone. This doesn't mean that they had shitty karma. This just means that will child abuse will be coming out. Um but also part of that karma um for dishonoring respect, the people that they love will move away from them. Now, this if especially if they're on the nasty side of karma, that's something y'all also need to know. If the person's on the nasty side of karma, the people that they love will move away from them. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else I pick up for your pal too. Whew. Some of them might have to move back home with the very same people that traumatized them. And that's if they chose to not do the right thing. For example, I'm picking up on some people who could have lived very large and lavish, and they may, they may lose that type of foundation because they may, not be responsible, and they may have to move back home with the very same people that scarred them in childhood, and they may have to have those conversations with the abusers that they did not want to have. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up. But the other message for those of you guys on the right side of justice, your relationship with your children will prosper. And as I was stating, we have to basically earn our children's trust, because if we show our children how trust is properly earned, they're not going to go out here and just trust any old body that says, "Hey, I'm a good person." And why do you think we have children who have been kidnapped? Okay, why do you think we have um, the foster care system, ACS, shit like that? Also, some of these people's children could be removed from them if child abuse does come out. That's something that's coming out. So basically, if you're on the good side of karma, your relationship with your children will strengthen because your children will feel comfortable enough to speak openly to you about what's taking place. But if the person who, dishonored respect, they may have their children taken from them because the damage that they could do, and this is if someone does properly like require, will be a danger to their children. Okay. Um, the basically I talked to I'm gonna end your reading soon. I talked to an earth angel today, and she both her and I both agreed. The worst kind of abuse is mental abuse. Mental abuse can create um brain dysfunction. So this is where um who child, let me, if someone has not been, honoring their parental rights, y'all should check out Power One. This is coming up for some reason. Um, if someone has been taking out their emotional trauma from childhood trauma onto others, and they have children, they may lose their children because I'm picking up. They could have got so comfortable. They could have got so comfortable showing examples of disrespect to their children that their children could have went to school and been bullying people, and then it's going to be like, why is your child bullying such and such? So somebody's child could be bullying somebody because they're setting an example of bullying in the home. And if they try to say that bullying isn't occurring, they're not going to be believed. So if they're, disrespect, they're doing so much disrespect, and they've been using their children as shields in order to get away with it. When they start shit, they gonna lose their children, or their children ain't gonna want nothing to do with them. And especially when their children find out the truth about what happened in the home, if their children have been subjected to mental manipulation and have developed some sort of psychosis from it, their children will end up healing, getting clarity of what took place in the home, and choose not to have anything to do with them because they're going to be aware that their parents will be extreme emotional manipulators. So, yeah, that was deep, and we're gonna end y'all reading here, pal, too. Welcome, pal 3. I just saw angel number 4242. If you did, please leave a star. Um, so let's see, what is their karma for dishonoring respect? We have the Eight of Hearts in reverse. So someone's getting left behind. They gonna get ghosted because we got the Joker. The Joker is in reverse. They gonna get ghosted when they need help. Right when they need the most help, they gonna get ghosted. That came out quick. We got the Jack of Diamonds upright and the Nine of Spades upright. So they're gonna be losing out on a lot of business opportunities because um whatever restrictions and fears that they have, they're going to be like playing it safe. They're going to play it so safe to the point they're not going to be able to recognize opportunities to grow their business. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm picking up on someone who's like, these are the type of clients that I want to work with, or this is my target market. I only want to work with this target market. And the only reason they'll do that is because they don't want people to know that their communication skills isn't that mature or advanced. So I'm picking up on someone who may emulate communication styles, okay? At the same time, they're not going to be able to recognize opportunities to grow their business. So if they actually result to doing shady shit, they're gonna get caught up in illegal financial scams, especially if it's a legalized business. Um, yeah. So they're gonna miss out on opportunities of being able to recognize how to grow their business. because they're going to be trying to play it safe and only want to speak to people that they feel comfortable with. This is going to expose their social anxiety. And if they don't actually humble themselves to heal it in a manner in which they'll actually attract, you know, lessons of growth, they'll stay stuck in this Jack of Diamonds energy in which, they'll have notoriety for doing what they're doing, but at the same time, they'll feel frustrated because they'll see people surpassing them with financial goals, family goals, whatever goals that are important to them. They'll see other people who also may have businesses surpassing them. And if they decide to, let envy and jealousy get the best of them and start to do, spell work in order to negatively impact someone's business, it's going to backfire, and the return to senders is going to have it so that they're having to stay at square one when it comes to their business. And you know how humanity has been designed? Humanity has been designed for exploration and advancement and progress. So, as long as they continue to self sabotage, their business will not flourish. Because if they actually have a large amount of clientele and they're not ready for it, they will basically use their influence in a negative manner. So let's say, we have this Jack of Diamonds. If they were in the Nine of Pentacles, they could possibly become tyrants. But however, this is basically a lesson for them that the only way they can lose their business is if they decide not to grow. Okay? Then we have the Joker. As I stated, they're going to be ghosted. They're going to be ghosted when they think they have everything set up in a manner where it's like they're going to think everything's going their way. They're going to think there's no way what they've done will come out or be exposed, or they're going to think that whatever they've done cannot be undone. Because I'm picking up on people who they like things to stay the same to the point that they're willing to destroy someone who is against their vision. So they're going to be ghosted when they least likely expect it. When they least likely expect it. They're not going to see this ghosting. When I say they're going to get ghosted, they're going to really try to figure out how this shit happened. And when they finally get a realization that they have been ghosted and there is no return, they're going to be at a place where they feel so unmotivated with whatever they're doing. They're going to have no zest for life. It, to the point where it's going to start to dawn on them they have been fucking ghosted. Yeah, somebody gonna ghost the hell out of them. It's gonna seem like wintertime, bruh. It's gonna seem like winter all year round for them. That's what I'm picking up. When they start to realize that they have been fucking ghosted, when I say ghosted like nobody's business, summertime will feel like winter. Spring will feel like winter. Fall will feel like winter. Winter will feel like winter. They're gonna get their asses ghosted in a way they have never been ghosted before. This person must have did something real fucking disrespectful. They had to. So um all right, we're gonna get y'all one more message and then we gonna close it out because I want y'all to understand this. We got the Jack of Spades upright with the Eight of Spades in reverse. They're going to have to get themselves out of a situation alone. When I say alone, they're going to have created a situation for themselves in which they will need help and they're gonna run all their help away. When I say they're gonna run their help away, they're going to run the help fucking away. It's like let's say anyone, take any if anyone who could be like, okay, I understand you got some stuff occurring. I'll hold space for you. People are going to be mindful to not feel guilty or shamed not holding space for them, because they're going to literally run the help that actually has their back for them away. We have the nine of spades, and the jack of diamonds here. This person gonna run money away too. They gonna run, like, they may attract money, but it's not gonna be the kind of money where it's people you want to work with long term. The people that they'll be working with will feel like fucking roaches. Now, if you've had roaches in your home, you understand how roaches maneuver, okay? I'm actively working on getting rid of roaches in my home right now, okay? I'm being honest. They're gonna attract people to their business who act like roaches. And this is part of their karma, to understand how to get rid of roach like fucking people. um some of the people that they may attract may have addictions. They may be like roaches with addictions. I'm gonna keep it honest. They may attract like people with who act like roaches, who have addictions, who are consistently spending fucking money. All they do is spend money. If money was food, they would eat that shit up. And a gluttonous level. So um this person has I don't know what this person has done, but whatever they've done, they got themselves into a situation where getting out of it, they gonna run all their help away. And this lets you guys know the Most High doesn't create situations to keep you stuck. The Most High is so brilliant that if the Most High created all of us and we're all different, the Most High knows that you will not be stuck and stagnant forever unless you choose to. And that is where free will comes in. And when you think about the beauty of free will, well, if we choose to do some fucked up shit with our free will, we can't sit here and expect to have good karma. So whatever this person did, they ain't gonna have no help. If they in a relationship, the people gonna break up with them, bruh. They gonna break up. They gonna break up with them. Whatever they got themselves into, they not gonna have that ride or die to help them get through it. So I feel led to end y'all reading here. But I hope this helped you guys. Love, peace, and happiness.